1. The quest for self-discovery. The journey to uncover your true self is one of the most profound challenges you'll face. It's about understanding who you are at your core, defining what matters to you, and finding purpose in a world that often pushes you to conform. Friedrich Nietzsche, a brilliant 19th century philosopher and a key figure in existentialism, tackled these questions with bold ideas that still resonate today. His philosophy encourages you to break free from societal pressures, embrace the struggles of self-discovery, and create a life that reflects your unique values. Let's explore the first step inspired by Nietzsche's teachings to help you start this journey. Nietzsche believed that one of the biggest obstacles to finding yourself is the herd mentality. This is when people blindly follow society's rules, values, and expectations, much like a flock of sheep moving together for safety. Society often promotes uniform beliefs, ideas about what's right, wrong, or valuable, that are shaped by those in power, like religious leaders, politicians, or cultural influencers. These universal truths aren't always universal. They're often just the opinions of a few, imposed on the many to maintain order and control. While this can prevent chaos, it stifles your individuality and creativity, making it harder to discover who you truly are. For example, think about how society pushes certain career paths, like becoming a doctor or lawyer, as the ultimate markers of success. If you dream of being an artist or starting a small business, you might feel judged or discouraged by family, friends, or even strangers who see those choices as risky or less prestigious. This pressure to conform can make you doubt your passions and suppress your true desires. Nietzsche argued that this herd mentality creates a comfortable but limiting environment where people prioritize fitting in over standing out. Over time, this can lead to a loss of personal identity as you mold yourself to meet others' expectations instead of pursuing what makes you unique. The herd mentality also breeds fear of the unknown. People who dare to be different, whether it's through their ideas, appearance, or lifestyle, are often seen as threats. History is full of examples. In the 17th century, Galileo was punished for suggesting the Earth revolved around the sun, a radical idea that challenged the Church's authority. Even today, you might notice this dynamic in smaller ways, like when someone is mocked for dressing differently or expressing an unpopular opinion. Nietzsche pointed out that those who conform to the herd often feel insecure about their own unfulfilled dreams. They may criticize or reject those who chase their ambitions because it reminds them of their own compromises. To break free, Nietzsche urged individuals to reject this herd mentality and forge their own path. This means questioning the values you've been taught and examining whether they truly align with who you are. For instance, if you've been told that financial security is more important than personal fulfillment, ask yourself, is that my belief? Or is it something I've absorbed from others? Stepping away from the herd requires courage because it can feel isolating. You might face criticism or rejection from those who don't understand your choices, but Nietzsche believed this is a necessary step to uncover your authentic self. Practically, you can start by identifying the voices, whether from parents, teachers, or peers, that have discouraged you from pursuing your true interests. Maybe a teacher once told you that your creative writing was impractical, or a friend dismissed your entrepreneurial ideas as unrealistic. These messages can linger in your mind, creating self-doubt. Write them down and challenge them. Ask, were those people projecting their own fears or limitations onto me? Then, take small steps to act on your passions, like signing up for a class in something you love, or sharing your ideas with supportive people. By doing so, you begin to silence the herd's influence and move closer to your real self. Nietzsche's ideas about the herd mentality are even more relevant in today's world, where social media amplifies societal pressures. Platforms like Instagram or TikTok often promote idealized lifestyles, perfect bodies, luxurious vacations, or high-flying careers that can make you feel inadequate if you don't measure up. Studies from 2023 show that excessive social media use can increase anxiety and lower self-esteem as people compare themselves to curated images of success. Nietzsche would likely argue that these platforms reinforce the herd mentality by encouraging conformity to trends and external validation. To counter this, consider limiting your exposure to social media or curating your feed to include voices that inspire your individuality, like creators who embrace their quirks or share authentic stories. By stepping away from the herd, you create space to explore who you are without the weight of society's expectations. This is just the beginning of Nietzsche's guidance on finding yourself, and there's much more to uncover about embracing challenges and defining your values. 2. Embrace the challenges of self-discovery. Finding your true self isn't a straightforward or comfortable process. It's a demanding journey that requires facing difficulties head-on. Friedrich Nietzsche, a visionary philosopher, emphasized that embracing the struggles of self-discovery is essential to becoming who you truly are. He believed that growth happens when you confront challenges, step out of your comfort zone, and take responsibility for your own path. This second step, inspired by Nietzsche's philosophy, explores why hardship is a vital part of uncovering your authentic identity and how you can navigate it with purpose. Nietzsche argued that avoiding pain and seeking constant comfort prevents personal growth. In today's world, technology and modern conveniences make it easy to stay in a bubble of ease. Think of streaming services, fast food delivery, or apps that simplify every task. While these tools save time, they can make you less resilient and less willing to face the discomfort needed for self-discovery. A 2024 study found that over-reliance on technology for instant gratification can reduce emotional resilience as people become less accustomed to dealing with frustration or uncertainty. Nietzsche would likely see this as a trap that keeps you from exploring your deeper potential. In his 1873 essay, Schopenhauer as Educator, Nietzsche wrote that the path to becoming your true self is often lonely and difficult. He suggested that to maximize your potential, you must choose the harder road, even if it leads to isolation. This might mean distancing yourself from friends or family who don't support your goals, or stepping away from societal norms that feel restrictive. For example, if you want to pursue a passion like writing poetry but your social circle dismisses it as impractical, you may need to spend time alone to nurture that passion without judgment. This solitude isn't about cutting people off forever, it's about creating space to hear your own voice. Nietzsche's idea of owning yourself means taking full control of your thoughts, emotions, and actions no matter the cost. He famously said, "No price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself." This requires courage to face fears and uncertainties. For instance, leaving a stable but unfulfilling job to start your own business is daunting. There's financial risk, the chance of failure, and the fear of judgment. Yet, Nietzsche believed that these challenges forge your character and help you discover what you're capable of. A 2023 survey showed that 60% of entrepreneurs who took risks to follow their passions reported higher life satisfaction, even if their ventures didn't succeed, because they felt more aligned with their true selves. To embrace this process, Nietzsche encouraged conscious self-awareness. Instead of acting on every impulse, like venting frustration or seeking instant approval, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, why do I feel this way? Is this action true to who I am, or am I reacting to external pressures? This practice helps you gain control over your emotions and make choices that align with your deeper values. For example, if you're tempted to argue with a coworker who criticizes your work, take a moment to consider whether their opinion reflects your worth or their own biases. This self-mastery is a cornerstone of Nietzsche's philosophy, distinguishing it from modern self-help trends that often focus on external success, like wealth or popularity. Unlike many motivational speakers who emphasize confidence or productivity for material gains, Nietzsche's approach is introspective. He wasn't interested in helping you impress others or climb the social ladder. Instead, he urged you to dig into the root of your desires. Why do you want to be confident? Is it to gain respect from others, or because it aligns with your inner vision? This deeper questioning can reveal uncomfortable truths. You might realize that some of your goals, like buying a luxury car or chasing a certain status, stem from societal pressure rather than your own values. Nietzsche's philosophy challenges you to let go of these superficial desires and focus on what truly matters to you, even if it sets you apart. This process can lead to sacrifices. Pursuing your true self might mean ending relationships with people who hold you back, like a partner who dismisses your ambitions or friends who pressure you to conform. It could involve changing your lifestyle, perhaps moving to a new city to chase a dream, or adopting habits like journaling to explore your thoughts. Nietzsche believed these sacrifices are worth it because they free you from the chains of fear and conformity. A 2024 psychology article noted that people who prioritize authenticity over social approval report lower stress and higher self-esteem over time, as they live more in alignment with their values. Nietzsche also emphasized the importance of facing your inner struggles, your fears, insecurities, and even your darker impulses. He didn't advocate suppressing these demons, but understanding them. For example, if you feel jealous of a colleague's success, don't ignore it. Explore why you feel that way. Is it because you're not pursuing your own goals? This self-analysis helps you uncover what drives you and what holds you back. By confronting these emotions, you build a richer, more resilient character. To put this into action, try setting aside time for reflection. Keep a journal where you write about your fears, dreams, and the challenges you face. Ask yourself, what's stopping me from being my true self? Is it fear of failure, judgment, or something else? Then, take small, deliberate steps toward your goals, even if they scare you. If you've always wanted to learn photography, sign up for a class, even if it means spending less time socializing. These actions, though uncomfortable, help you grow and bring you closer to owning yourself. Nietzsche's call to embrace difficulty is a reminder that self-discovery is a lifelong process, not a quick fix. It requires patience, resilience, and a willingness to face the unknown. By choosing the harder path, you not only uncover your true self, but also develop the strength to live authentically in a world that often demands conformity. 3. Say yes to what gives you meaning. Once you've started breaking free from the herd mentality and embracing the challenges of self-discovery, the next step in Friedrich Nietzsche's philosophy is to actively pursue what gives your life meaning. Nietzsche believed that a life without purpose can lead to emptiness, and he encouraged individuals to say yes to the things that resonate deeply with their personal values. This step is about identifying what truly matters to you and building a life around those passions, even in a world that may no longer provide clear answers about purpose. Let's dive into how Nietzsche's ideas can guide you to find meaning and live authentically. Nietzsche famously declared that God is dead, meaning that traditional religious frameworks, which once gave people a sense of purpose, were losing their influence in an increasingly secular and scientific world. He worried that without these structures, many would fall into nihilism, a state of apathy where life feels meaningless. A 2024 study on mental health trends noted that feelings of purposelessness have risen in recent years, with 40% of young adults reporting a lack of direction, often tied to declining religious affiliation and societal pressures. Nietzsche saw this as a crisis, but also an opportunity for individuals to create their own meaning. To counter nihilism, Nietzsche proposed 3 powerful strategies for finding purpose. The first is to turn to the humanities, philosophy, art, music, literature, theater, and history, not just as academic subjects but as tools for living. These fields help you make sense of your struggles and connect your experiences to the broader human story. For example, reading a novel like The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho can inspire you to pursue your dreams, while listening to Beethoven's symphonies might evoke emotions that help you process grief or joy. Nietzsche believed the humanities provide perspective, showing you that your challenges are part of a universal human experience, which can make them feel less overwhelming. Unlike studying history for dates and facts, Nietzsche urged you to engage with it for its lessons. For instance, learning about the resilience of figures like Nelson Mandela, who endured decades in prison yet emerged with hope, can motivate you to face your own hardships. Similarly, watching a tragic play like Hamlet can help you find beauty in life's sorrows, not just entertainment. A 2023 article on the benefits of art therapy highlighted that engaging with creative works can reduce stress and improve emotional clarity, supporting Nietzsche's view that the humanities are practical tools for meaning-making. To apply this, try exploring a new art form. Visit a museum, read a philosophical text like Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, or attend a local theatre performance and reflect on how it speaks to your life. If the humanities don't resonate with you, Nietzsche's second strategy is to strive toward becoming an Übermensch, or superhuman. The Übermensch is an idealized individual who creates their own values and meaning without relying on external influences like society or religion. This person takes full responsibility for their life's purpose, even in the face of uncertainty. Nietzsche pointed to historical figures like Julius Caesar, who reshaped an empire with bold vision, and the Buddha, who forged a spiritual path through introspection, as examples of those who came close to this ideal. While becoming a true Übermensch may feel out of reach, you can start by looking inward and questioning what you value. For example, ask yourself, do I care about certain things, like owning a big house or having a large social circle, because I truly want them, or because society says they're important? A 2024 psychology study found that people who prioritize intrinsic goals, like personal growth or relationships, over extrinsic ones, like wealth or fame, report higher life satisfaction. Nietzsche's Übermensch inspires you to define success on your terms. Maybe success for you is living simply in a small town, teaching children, or creating art that expresses your truth. To practice this, make a list of what brings you joy and fulfillment. Then evaluate whether those things align with your authentic desires or societal expectations. Take small steps to pursue what feels true, like volunteering for a cause you care about, or dedicating time to a hobby you love. Nietzsche's third strategy is amor fati, or love of fate. This is the idea that you should embrace every part of your life, the good, the bad, and the painful, because it has shaped who you are. Instead of regretting mistakes or resenting hardships, see them as essential to your growth. For instance, a failed business venture might feel devastating, but it could teach you resilience and lead you to a new path that aligns better with your values. A 2023 study on post-traumatic growth showed that people who reframe negative experiences as opportunities for learning often develop greater emotional strength and purpose. Amor fati encourages you to find meaning even in suffering, which can reignite your passion for life. To practice amor fati, reflect on a difficult moment in your past, like a breakup or a career setback. Write down how it changed you for the better. Maybe it taught you to set boundaries or pushed you to pursue a new skill. This exercise helps you see your life as a meaningful story, not a series of random events. Nietzsche's philosophy here is particularly powerful in today's fast-paced world, where social media often showcases only the highlights of life, making it easy to feel like your struggles are failures. By loving your fate, you reclaim your narrative and find value in every chapter. These strategies, engaging with the humanities, aspiring to be an Übermensch, and embracing amor fati, require active effort. They ask you to be intentional about what you value and how you live. Start small. Spend 10 minutes a day reading a meaningful book, journal about your personal goals, or practice gratitude for both the highs and lows of your life. Over time, these habits help you build a life centered on what gives you purpose, free from the emptiness of nihilism. Nietzsche's focus on meaning is a call to action. It's not enough to passively accept life as it comes. You must actively shape it. By saying yes to what matters to you, whether it's creating art, helping others, or exploring new ideas, You take ownership of your existence and move closer to your true self. 4. Create your own values. The final step in Friedrich Nietzsche's philosophy for finding your true self is to define your own values and live by them courageously. Nietzsche believed that many of us are trapped by the values imposed by society, rule and beliefs about what's good, bad, or important that don't always reflect who we are. To become your authentic self, you must break free from these external expectations and create a personal moral compass that guides your life. This process, which Nietzsche called lifting the greatest weight, is both liberating and challenging, as it requires deep introspection and the strength to stand apart. Let's explore how to craft your own values and why this is essential for a meaningful life. Nietzsche introduced the concept of the greatest weight through a thought experiment. Imagine a demon tells you that you must relive your life exactly as it is over and over for eternity. Would you embrace this fate or despair? This idea, known as the eternal recurrence, forces you to evaluate whether your actions and choices reflect values that are truly yours. If the thought of repeating your life fills you with dread, Nietzsche argued, it's a sign you're living according to someone else's script, perhaps society's, your family's, or your peers'. The greatest weight represents the burden of repeating mistakes or living inauthentically because you haven't questioned the values you've inherited. Society's values often prioritize conformity, security, and external markers of success like wealth or status. For example, you might stay in a toxic relationship because you've been taught that loyalty is always good, even when it harms you. Or you might pursue a high-paying career you dislike because society equates money with worth. A 2024 survey found that 65% of workers feel unfulfilled in their jobs, often because they chose paths based on external expectations rather than personal passion. Nietzsche would say, this is the result of blindly adopting the herd's values, which keep you trapped in a cycle of dissatisfaction. To lift the greatest weight, Nietzsche urged you to reevaluate these inherited beliefs and create values that align with your unique identity. This starts with asking tough questions. What do I truly care about? What actions would I be proud to repeat forever? For instance, if you value creativity over stability, you might decide to prioritize writing a novel over climbing the corporate ladder, even if it means financial uncertainty. This process isn't about rejecting all societal norms. Some, like honesty or kindness, might resonate with you, but about choosing consciously rather than following blindly. Nietzsche's philosophy challenges the traditional notions of good and evil, which he saw as constructs created by those in power to control behavior. He believed true goodness lies beyond these rigid categories, in a space where you define what's meaningful for yourself. For example, society might label ambition as selfish, but if your ambition drives you to create something that benefits others, like starting a non-profit, it can be a deeply personal expression of your values. A 2023 study on authenticity found that people who live according to their self-defined principles report higher self-esteem and lower anxiety, as they feel more in control of their lives. Creating your own values often requires a rebellious phase where you break free from the constraints of tradition, religion, or social expectations. This doesn't mean acting recklessly or rejecting everything. It's about making deliberate choices. For example, if your workplace has an unwritten rule that discourages innovation, you might challenge it by proposing new ideas in a meeting. Or if a friend constantly criticizes your unconventional choices, like pursuing a career in music, you might set boundaries or seek out a more supportive circle. Nietzsche emphasized that this rebellion should be calm and strategic, not impulsive. A 2024 article on personal growth suggested that setting clear boundaries with people who undermine your goals can boost mental clarity and confidence, aligning with Nietzsche's call to protect your individuality. To start this process, Nietzsche suggested practical steps. Begin by identifying the external forces that limit your freedom to be yourself. Make a list of people, situations, or beliefs that hold you back. Maybe a parent who expects you to follow in their footsteps, a cultural norm that frowns on your lifestyle, or a fear of judgment that keeps you from speaking your truth. Then brainstorm ways to address these barriers. For instance, if your spouse dismisses your dreams, have an open conversation about how their behavior affects you and what you need to feel supported. If your job stifles your creativity, explore side projects or discuss changes with your boss. These actions help you reclaim your autonomy and align your life with your values. Nietzsche's focus on creating values is particularly relevant in today's world, where social media and cultural trends can pressure you to conform. Algorithms often push content that reinforces popular opinions, making it harder to think independently. A 2024 report noted that 70% of young adults feel pressured to align with trending lifestyles, from fitness routines to career paths, which can drown out their authentic desires. Nietzsche would encourage you to step back, limit these influences, and focus on what makes you feel alive. Maybe it's hiking in nature, advocating for a cause, or mastering a craft. These are the building blocks of your personal values. This process also involves confronting uncomfortable truths about yourself. You might realize you've stayed in unhealthy situations like a draining job or friendship because you were following society's rules like don't rock the boat or be a team player. Nietzsche's philosophy pushes you to prioritize your well-being over these norms. For example, leaving a toxic workplace might feel daunting, but it could free you to pursue a path that feels right. A 2023 career study found that 55% of people who left unfulfilling jobs for roles aligned with their values reported improved mental health even if the transition was challenging. Ultimately, creating your own values is about living a life you'd be proud to relive. It's about chasing dreams that light you up, even if they scare you or defy expectations. Nietzsche believed that by doing this, you escape the self-imposed jail of societal beliefs and awaken your true potential. This doesn't mean your life will be perfect. It will still have struggles, but those struggles will feel meaningful because they're tied to values you've chosen. To sustain this journey, practice regular self-reflection. Set aside time each week to journal about your choices, asking, am I living according to my values, or am I slipping back into the herd script? Over time, this habit strengthens your resolve to live authentically. By creating your own values, you lift the greatest weight and step into a life of purpose and individuality. Nietzsche's philosophy is a powerful reminder that you have the power to define what matters to you, no matter what the world says. This final step completes the journey of finding your true self, equipping you with the tools to live boldly and meaningfully. If you found value in this exploration of Nietzsche's philosophy for discovering your true self, consider subscribing for more content that dives deep into ideas for living a meaningful and authentic life. Hit the bell icon to stay updated on new videos that inspire personal growth and challenge conventional thinking. Thanks for watching, and let's keep the journey going.